Hello guys, how's it going? It's Nathan here. Alright, so today we talk about how to maintain your vacuum. I think this is a very key aspect in ensuring long life and best cleaning performance. Now, it's like a car where if you don't maintain it, you don't change the oil, well, eventually they wear out prematurely. Same goes to vacuums. Now, for this demonstration, I'm just going to use the Roborock S7 MaxV Ultra, but the process is basically the same across the board. Oh, hey, how's it going, Nathan? Well, let's welcome Nathan here.
Hey,
he's basically the goofy one. I'm the better,
I thought I was the
good-looking one. So, Nathan, we just got to talking about maintenance. Do you have any suggestions? Well, yeah, that's great and all, but I don't think we need a hammer. We probably don't need a drill to get into the robot. Usually, these robots have a pretty simple maintenance process, which is doesn't require any tools. Okay, yeah, put those away, Nathan, and come back. Alright, so while Nathan does that, I'm going to basically go over what to look out for and what you should maintain. Now, I do have the instructions here, so depending on what model you have, they actually have digital instructions. Roborock has some. So basically what they say is the wheels, the sensors, the side brush, usually just keep an eye out for them, maybe weekly, make sure that there's no hair and debris. So what usually happens, especially pet owners, you may have hair wrapped around, as you can see here. Some models require a little Phillips screw, which you take out and pull out the extractor bar. So that's one thing you need to do, is make sure you just free this hair, but keep in mind you just do that weekly or so. Also the wheels, make sure that they spin freely. You can check for dust and debris. Now, I have started to use paper towels, but I noticed that lint kind of gets trapped in there, especially around like the edges. So take a lint-free towel and just wipe it down. You don't need to use any chemicals or anything. What is that, Nathan? Yeah, no chemicals. Sorry. Put away the spray bottle. Yeah, Yeah, I actually have the instructions right here. You want to see them? Yeah, here. I see that. Yep. That's very interesting. So it seems like we don't have to maintain it every day, just weekly or just to make sure that the robot is good. Okay. Well, that's a good point, yes. Thanks. I'll just keep this on for now. Yeah, thanks, Nathan. Alright, let's keep on going here. Hey, Nathan. So you're telling me since I have a self-washing, self-emptying dock, I still have to maintain it? I thought it would take care of itself. Isn't that kind of what this dock is for? Oh man, died again. This code game's hard. So, Nathan brought up a pretty good point. He's like, well, since you have one that self-empties, self-wash, why can't you just let the docking station do its thing? That's true. Basically, the docking station doesn't wash the entire robot, so over time, dust and debris will accumulate. As you can see, this model is very dirty. There's a whole bunch of debris right here, and eventually, if I let it go, sometimes debris gets inside the LiDAR sensor and could cause some issues. Now, as for the mopping pad, you just want to throw in the washer and dryer.
You can throw the entire robot in the washer and dryer.
No, you don't want to just toss the entire robot. Unfortunately, these robots are not waterproof.
It would make life a lot easier.
Sure. Okay. Yes, so don't throw the entire robot, just the mopping pad. It's washable. Now, you can buy disposable mopping pads if you find that easier. Okay, and also, you can remove this front wheel caster. Roborock recommends like a little flathead. It actually just pops out, but this wheel can pop off too if I can just do it with my bare hands here. And just kind of look for the axles. You can see, you can check for any dirt and debris. Now this is my weekly maintenance, but sorry.
Hey Nathan, tell them how to clean the extractor bar. I know that's
a very good point. All of brush designs make hair real easy. You just remove the ends. So this is great for pet owners that have pets that shed hair, or even people with longer hair. My mother has long hair, and she tends to have a lot of hair wrapped around her extractor bar at her home. So, just keep in mind, depending on what type of extractor bar you have, this may be a harder or tougher job.
Yep. Talk about the extractor bar.
Yes, I was just getting to that, Nathan.
Not just how to clean it, but talk about how some are washable and some aren't. You gotta be really careful. Also about some have the vacuum motor inside the dustbin, some don't. I think a lot of people mistake that might ruin a robot.
So, depending on what model you have, there's actually instructions. So, this one tells you that you can wash the dustbin out. Some models actually have the vacuum motor inside the dustbin, so you can't wash the dustbin out. So just make sure you follow the instructions to your particular model. Yes, but I find that most of the time you can just rinse them out with warm and cold water, or just with some soap and water, and just get all this debris out.
So you're telling me that even though they're self-emptying, there's still going to be dirt debris
Yeah,
in the dustbin?
unfortunately, even though this one has self-emptying capabilities, there's still some dirt debris that accumulates on the filter. So every month or so, what I do is I will just vacuum out the filter, and if it's super dirty, with this particular model, I can wash the filter. So make sure you be mindful if you can wash, or it just requires hand drying or vacuum out the filter.
Well, I think that's kind of pointless. I think the self-emptying should be strong enough to clear out all the dirt so you don't have to wash the dustbin.
So let's talk about, so that's just basically the robot itself. And one last thing I want to talk about before we move into like the docking station or a self-washing station is these robots will let you know when to replace the filters or the side bush or even the dust bag if you have a self-emptying robot.
So Nathan, I was watching a bunch of these amazing videos, a lot better than your videos, basically talking about how the S7 MaxV Ultra Dock can sense when the water bin's full or when it needs to replace the dust bag.
Yeah. So that's a pretty good point, Nathan. So yes, if the dustbin or the dirty water tank gets full, there's an actual sensor that lets you know, so you don't have to worry about that. But every week or so, I do check that just to make sure that it's not overflowing or overfilling. Also, I like to check the fresh water tank because this water tank for this particular model is for two purposes. It's to refill the onboard water tank for mopping, also it's to wash the mopping pad. So depending on how often you clean the mopping pad, this fresh water tank can get low pretty quickly. Okay, now the last thing I want to talk about is the dust bag. Now, I know some people like to just empty them out just by hand, but one thing to know is over time, the material of the dust bag will wear out. They're really designed to be disposable, so about 1 to 3 months, you should really throw these away, and they're not too expensive. I think you can get a pack of 3 for like $20 or something, but it also helps with the filtration, so I highly recommend replacing the bag once it gets full. And that's basically the maintenance on the dust bag. Alright, so last thing I want to talk about is maintaining the docking station. Depending on what type of dock you have, whether it's just a basic charging station or one that actually has a self-washing station, just kind of wipe it down. There's some hair here, you can actually take a tool. One thing that I saw is people is actually physically moving this, but I don't want to strip the gears, so I wouldn't physically move this little bar right here. But you can see all this dust and debris. Again, just take a towel and just wipe it all down. So that's it. Maintenance is pretty simple. In a nutshell, every so often check for the wheels, the sensors, and every week or so empty out the dustbin or just keep the filter clean. Now every month or so, check the dust bag of your self-emptying and check the water tanks. Again, the docking station will let you know if the water is filled. So overall, the maintenance on either of these robots, whether it's the Roborock S7 MaxV Ultra, if you have an iRobot, if you have an EcoFax, the maintenance is basically
Hey Nathan, I think we've been talking too long. Let's wrap it up.
Yeah, I think that's a good stopping point. Yeah, so this was just a basic maintenance overview and what to look out for. Yep. All right. Well, thanks, Nathan. Yep. Okay. See you later. Bye-bye.